Hi there, my name is Emilia and this is A Good Community. Today's conversation is with Liege Cogo de Souza, a Brazilian Italian passionate about the Amazon. So stick around to listen to our conversation. Okay, so you live in Florence now. Are you from Florence? How did you end up in Florence?
No, I'm actually Brazilian and I live in Italy for 17 to 18 years now. I'm actually originally from Brazil and specifically from the Amazonian region in the north of Brazil, and is hitting the news right now with the fires in Amazonia, and the burned piece that is most being burning is the region where I came from.
Oh, wow. That's terrible. What do you think about, what are your thoughts on, one of my questions is usually in this interview is, do you have any climate change? Have you seen any climate change impact where you live or where you're from? And this is very high on that scale. So
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I thought that it has a lot to do with the people's behavior, and I think the climate change is one of the biggest problems that you have, and I don't think it's only in Brazil. I think it's all over the world in some scale.
That is true. And so what would you say maybe a lot of people feel that they as one individual can't fight climate change, but what do you think we as people together forming a society could do to fight climate change or to work?
Climate change was something that we humans have created, and we humans collectively can also improve. May take a lot of years, but we have to be positive and you have to take action individually. It's only start with individual. And then if every individual do a little bit, we all can do a lot of things.
That's very true. It sounds like you're very passionate about this. So what do you do in life? How do you spend your time?
I spend the time working because work is one of my great passions in life. I also have other passions that goes around social impact and service design. Also focus on the social. And I think my field of work, I work in an environment, health and safety and sustainability department in a multinational company. I've been working in this field for about 15 years now. I have a background in law, and also coming from Amazonia in the north, it's also helped a little bit to be mindful.
Definitely. And so, have you seen a development within the sustainability sector in the past, let's say 10 years, that people become more and more aware, and it's not just the green, I was going to say the green people, but people who are aware of the environment?
I see actually increase, and especially in the awareness, because sometimes also take a little bit of awareness for the people that has also a good approach to this to do something. Sometimes there is a lot about disinformation, right? So there is no enough information, no enough ongoing campaigns. Sometimes even government or the cities or the schools do a little bit, but do not keep going. So if they not keep the awareness going, and people tend to come back to the old traits of doing things wrongly.
That's very true.
I think nowadays with all of the climate change, there is a lot of movement, and I think it's very pleased to see that the new generations is mobilizing to take action.
Exactly.
It's an example of Greta from Sweden. So it's actually remarkable that such a young age she is so engaged.
She is an inspiration, definitely.
Yes.
As a Swedish person, I'm very proud to have her as a fellow Swede.
Yeah, I follow her on the social, and I think she's really, really an inspiration for young people. Maybe
we'll try and to get to interview her next time.
That would be a great thing.
Yes. And so let's go back to your Brazilian Italian heritage.
Yes.
How does that impact your everyday life?
Oh, it does impact because, as I there are many things that I am a lot Brazilian, and there is many things that I behave like Italian because I live here so long. So I have a divided heart, let's say.
Oh yeah.
I don't think.
Sorry. How long have you lived in Italy?
I live in Italy for almost 18 years now.
I'm drinking Italian coffee.
Italian coffee is a addiction.
Yes, definitely. Very good. Okay, so, and what's your favorite part about living in Florence?
Living in Florence, a part of being one of the most beautiful cities in the world, like voted as the most cities in the world, is like small enough for human being to live and also to go around it without being too much dependent on like cars. We can walk a lot. The landscaping and the countryside is the most gorgeous thing that I saw. I'm very, very in love with Tuscany. I am afraid that the amount of tourism that also we have sometimes not very sustainable. And as I say, whatever we have people, we have bad behavior, and you have in such a beautiful place, not very clean as it should be.
Okay, that is a very good point. And do you go back to Brazil a lot? To the Amazonia?
Every 2 years, because to go to Amazonian because of work, I needed to have a little 3 weeks available in order to get there and recover from jet lag and be able to do something. Right. Yeah, it's really, really far.
It is very far. How long is how do you get there, and how long is the journey?
I have to do about 15 hours plane, or with maybe 20 because there's no direct flight actually to get there. And I also have to do a piece of car or bus for 5 hours.
Oh wow!
Because we do not have trains, so it means that you cannot save on greenhouse gas.
You don't have trains?
We do not have trains for passengers, no.
Oh, no. I didn't know that.
Not in Amazonia. In Amazonia, it's almost impossible to build such a thing because the forest is going to engulf. So they tried in the very, very past, in I think early 900, but the forests have engulfed everything. So in the forest, no. Our highways get very bad conditions because of the rain. Rains a lot. And it's getting, even when rains really, really heavy, it's frequently damaged.
So it sounds like you have a very special relationship to the Amazonian region and the forest.
Yes.
Do you have any inspiring and maybe, I don't know, a call to action for the Brazilian government and all governments? What about the Amazonian is it that you love the most, and why is it so important to take action?
The Amazonian that I love most are the ones that belong to the native people, and I think, unfortunately, I don't think most of the Brazilians, there is a lot of private interests around agriculture, and my family live in a place where initially was about wood extraction. And they found at a certain point that the zone where they live, there is no more wood to be harvested because they basically destroyed a lot. The reforestation is not as quick as it should. And the current government has very, very little interest in the environmental matters. And this is really, really sad. And because of this behavior is authorized also the private interest and the people to continue to burn the Amazonian, despite of still having native people and their own tribes, and with the intention to increase the space for plantation or for cattle. And it's really, really sad because it would take really a lot of generations to correct what they are doing right now, if there is any correction, right? So nowadays.
Absolutely. Do you
Always been a problem, and we don't have enough personnel and authorities to fight it, because that has been really, really put to be quiet, let's say, by the new government.
Right. But do you feel, to end on maybe an inspiring note, do you feel that the coming generations and the younger generations in Brazil and also Italy, where you live now, are more, like we said before about with Greta Thunberg? I'm Swedish, so I can say Greta Thunberg. But
So
feel that they are more passionate and more engaged.
I think now there is, because there is a lot of internal also focus on what is going on. And imagine that I am in Italy, and Amazonia came to the news not very long ago. So it has been burning for days before it hit the news. Here you can see how much less sometimes interest or divulgation of what is going on. I think the problem of Brazil and the world is people behavior. When people unite and do what is good, they can move, they can make a lot of changes, and also the solution is in the people. So if people unite and Brazilians really unite to make a change, it's not just for going to the streets for a weekend, is continue going to the streets. And if they put up a government there, they are also able to take them out. And the power of mobilization is really, really strong. I love them to understand that. And it's not only about Brazil, it's about everywhere. So when people unite, people make change.
That's a fantastic way to end this interview. And that's actually really what a good community is all about. Just collecting or bringing together people from different walks of life, who are all passionate about the same thing, which is climate and reducing mindless consumption, which in turn impacts the environment.
I think we have plenty of evidence that of our own behavior have caused, and I think it's time to act, and all of us should be thinking, start small and with the things that you can, and you see the benefits. And also, especially for people that have families, that have children, this is very, very important to raise them with this mindset of mindless consumption. And start small, and as I say, when you start, you feel good doing that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Liège. That was a correct pronunciation.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful day.
Thank you for having me and in your community.
That was Liège Cogo de Souza, a Brazilian Italian, talking about her love for the Amazon and the Amazonian region. She also talked about the fact that the younger generations really inspire her, and named Greta Thunberg as an example. So who knows, maybe we'll get to interview her in the future. That would be fantastic. I would certainly think so. We will keep posting interviews like these on our site under A Good Community. So be sure to check it out. Bye.